Okay, everybody, welcome to Dear Dance Mom. I'm here with my friends, Melissa, Holly, and Kelly. And as you know, we are mothers, wives, sisters, aunts, friends, cousins, you name it, we do it. But as our viewers know us as our friends outside of our friend group and our families, you guys all know us from Dance Moms. We're here to discuss all of your burning questions that you've wanted to know for years. It's been a long time since we've been on TV for Dance Moms. Dear Dance Mom will address and answer to the best of our ability your questions you have about us. So let's have some fun and let's get started. To all of my dear dance moms, because you guys are
I love you too. And I'm
my
actually
dear dance moms.
I'm having a little bit of a hot flash right now.
Open a window.
Oh, I can't.
You
'cause
guys
it's so
look great,
loud.
by the way. Everybody looks stunning.
So do you. I love your pink background that your
I
husband
know.
did.
Well, I know we might be tweaking, but oh God, look, my plant's gonna get in my way. It's gonna eat me.
New plant you just got, right? You were shopping at Home Goods for
Oh yeah.
how many?
Well, this was not Home Goods, but yes, I think I was talking to you and I'm like, I'm looking for a new plant. Not for this, obviously, but for my
Yes, you like your plants.
my podcast room. So how is everybody? What are you guys thinking? Are you excited to do this?
I am. Oh my gosh, I've wanted to do this for so long, like to be on camera.
Yeah.
I can't wear mascara, as you can see, guys. So
I can't see.
I cannot wear mascara anymore. It just ends up right here. So you can barely see my eyelashes. I do have them. They're here.
I'm telling you, it's that concealer you use.
I'm sure it is, but I use
Because it did it to mine when I used that. When you told me to get it, I got it. And then that happened to me.
So I have no eyelashes, you know.
I've been using Eyelash Boost. I wish you guys could see my lashes. They were little nubs because I had extensions for a long
I
time.
know.
I believe it's called Grande Lash.
Oh,
Swear
wow.
by
Is it
it.
mascara or like a serum to make them grow?
I use the serum. They do have mascara, Kelly, too, but I like my mascara. I have a system. I like the Lancome and the Thrive mascara. But anyway, but Melissa, you have long lashes, so you don't even need a serum or mascara. You don't need it.
You can't see them. So each week we're going to, I don't even know. How can we start?
Yeah, so tell we'll let Dr. Holly tell our guests. We hope everybody tunes in and watches us because Lord knows what's going to come out of our mouths. But tell them, Holly, our design, what our plan is.
I think the idea that people don't know what's going to come out of our mouths is what people love best. So
it's actually kind of scary to think of what some of the questions are going to be. I mean, I didn't look at them ahead of time. So
I know
I'm kind of just like going to be surprised at what it is.
I'm trying to do the same thing.
So look at my boobs. I just want to say they're lopsided. My boobs are real, people, so just let you know, but they are lopsided. So I'm going to go like this.
Well, that's because you have your legs crossed. If you sat.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah. Now they're just right.
A point has been made.
Yeah.
Now that Jill has situated Melissa's boobs,
yes,
we can proceed. We'll try. We'll see.
Yes.
So what our goal, first and foremost, thank you all for listening and joining us. We are thrilled. We are excited. As you can tell, this has been a long time in the making and we heard you. You want to see us. I guess you want to listen to us talk about each other's boobs and hot flashes and whatever else is going on.
Eyelashes,
all of that stuff. This is what we do when we get together. But we're here first and foremost to answer your questions. And your questions could be anything. Your questions could be about us. You could be asking about advice. You could be asking about the show. We have no idea what your questions are. Just like Kelly said,
be asking about Melissa's boobs.
You could be. You're going to
surprise Melissa.
The burning question is, are they real?
Yes.
I know, because I've seen them. Okay,
you have seen them.
Sorry.
TMI.
There you go. Here we are. And but that's why you love us. That's why you love us. So we're going to pick a couple of questions, a few questions every week, every episode, and we're going to go around and answer them to the best of our ability. Now, please know, we are not professionals by any stretch of the imagination, except that we are professional dance moms and mothers. So
In our own
We
minds,
might not
right?
have 100% correct advice.
exactly.
Sometimes our kids call us during us filming,
Right.
taping. I mean, almost 100% of the time, one of our kids calls us.
Always,
Mhm,
always.
mhm.
So we're just putting that disclaimer out there first and foremost. So this is fun, people. It's all in fun. So we're having fun. This is
Yeah.
giggles and laughs.
Thank you, Hall, for clarifying that. None of it is gospel. We are not licensed therapists. You know, we have our own opinions and our own feelings, and mine may be different from Kelly's or any, you know. So we just want you to know where we're coming from. And a lot of times, you know, things that happened on the show, people are like, why would you say that? Why did you do that? Hopefully we can, you know, alleviate some of your questions or concerns and tell you why. And
Yeah.
and maybe there isn't even any reason why. It's just hard to say what someone would do when put into a certain situation.
You guys hear that?
What?
It sounded like a truck just ran into my house, but it's lightning or thunder. I mean, thunder or lightning or whatever. Holy crap. I thought somebody seriously like ran into my house. So
I didn't
loud.
hear
That's
it.
a storm.
Wait,
No, I didn't
are
hear
you getting
that.
another storm, a
I don't know.
hurricane, or
I
tropical
don't know. I haven't had the
storm?
TV on in 2 days. I've been sick, so I haven't like really had anything on.
Greg would tell me if you were having a storm.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh
But
well, hopefully my power don't go out.
I hope not. Should
Yeah.
we start a question, ladies? Who wants to ask the first question?
Wait, I have a question. Cal, are those new glasses?
No, they're old, but they're
Oh,
you
ugly.
never-
They're just the ones that are sitting here, but I
You
can't
never read
see.
them.
I found a question, but I can't make it bigger for some reason. Okay, here's mine. It's scribble sticks _designs. Jill, how many fur clothing items do you own? That is the
Oh.
question I want to know too.
Oh, well,
Let
you know
us
what?
count, Jill.
I love me some fur. You guys
I
know that.
know.
But listen, years ago, I have a lot. I have the vests, I have the gloves, I have the fur rim,
You have a poncho.
several ponchos.
You
Yes.
made me buy a really expensive one, and
I
Holly.
did. Holly was with us. Holly,
Yes.
you bought one too.
I bought a coat. I bought a coat. Yes, I did. I still wear it.
I do too.
Okay, you're welcome, ladies.
Yes. I lost my
wasn't there.
gloves.
You are welcome. Okay, so let me just go back to the fur. Fur was really, I mean, everything kind of comes and goes. Everything is cyclical when it comes to fashion. Do you guys agree to that?
Yes.
I mean, you know, stuff that
Do you really think fur's coming back though? Like people don't like killing animals for fur.
Fake fur.
no, I'm not saying it's coming back. I'm saying something like a real fur poncho or you know, a fur collar. That stuff doesn't really go out of style. However, back then, I mean, I wouldn't be able to have purchased it if it wasn't in style. So I had a lot. I know probably season 2 and 3, at least until we moved to LA, I wore a lot of fur.
You did.
But I
With
just,
me doing the recaps, it's like every week I'm like, oh, Jill has fur. It's
I have blue
every
fur,
week
I
it's
have
like
red
it's
fur, I
like
have
Groundhog
pink
Day.
fur.
I just
You
keep
have
repeating
gray.
myself. Oh, Jill has fur on.
yeah.
But wait, so
Yeah.
funny or not funny about this, but I know like real furs are not a thing. You're not supposed to have it, but I have a mink coat from my mother-in-law. When she passed, I got that. And it's probably
Oh, nice.
60 years old. It's beautiful.
Case in point, fur is kind of doesn't really go out of style. Now I had, you know, trendy, not mink coat, fancy, expensive pieces, but put it on the record. I loved my fur. And
I'm
listen,
glad, Jill.
it wasn't all real. I'd say 50% of it was faux. They make really good faux fur now.
They do.
You know, just
They
like
do.
leather. Hey, fur is the same as leather, you guys. They
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
You know?
Basically, yeah.
and things like llama. I had all my fur boots. They don't kill the animal for
Oh,
that.
I forgot about the fur boots.
How
Yes.
could you forget my
Jill had
boots?
fur on
Did
everything.
you have the apple bottom jeans and stuff like that?
And my
With the
boots with the fur.
Fur.
I did. No regrets on the fur. It always comes back in style, and don't fear. I never spent a lot of money on it because I didn't have a lot of money to spend on that stuff. So it's not, a lot of it was faux. I
That
just thought it was
poncho that I got was
fun.
$3,500. I was like,
Oh my God, you're an for buying that.
Okay, listen, I am really good at spending someone else's
Do
money.
you really wear it that much that you would spend that much money on?
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. And I was like,
And it's
should-
black.
it's black.
We'll
And
go
it's
with everything.
beautiful. And I was like, how can I hide this from Greg? So I just called him and said, I'm spending $3,500. Sorry. And
Oh my goodness.
I love that fur.
Bill is very dangerous to go shopping with because you will buy stuff you did not know you
Yeah,
needed.
good thing I didn't go.
She's like,
So
you need this, you
warning.
need this.
Remember, we bought gloves. We bought leather gloves with fur.
Yeah.
We were decked out, lady. It was in New York City.
I had
Yes,
black boots.
I think they saw us coming. They're like, look at these ladies from Pittsburgh. We had like probably something written on our forehead. We were all
It was
decked
just
out.
the three of you guys.
Uh-huh.
I think
Chrissy and I were
was.
probably at the bar or something.
Yeah.
Why weren't we invited?
I think you were working. I think
Oh.
you were actually
Like we had a
filming.
lunch date or something to film.
Yeah, and they didn't need us. We were out on
Okay.
the loose.
We're like, we're shopping.
Wow,
Okay.
Holly, I am so impressed you remember that.
I do remember that because
Like
why else
that.
would we be in New York and we wouldn't be like
Yeah.
we weren't needed at that time. I guess we weren't interesting enough, but little did they know that we were out shopping.
Yes, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they knew
Now-
we were out having fun, they would have invited us to do whatever.
So that must have been early seasons. If we were
Yeah.
still, because we used to go, I loved our New York trips. Didn't you
Yes.
guys love
Oh,
when
Yeah, I
they
love
said
it.
we were going to be at Sheer Talent, New York City? We're like, yay!
Mhm.
who doesn't
Yeah,
love New
I-
York?
Yeah, I would love because I would get to see my family and they would come to the competitions. I love
Yeah.
They
that.
would treat us to lunch
That
or
was great for
dinner.
you, Holly.
Do you want
Yes.
to know something, Holly?
What?
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe in New York City filming was the first time I met your mom and your dad.
Oh.
I'm not sure if your
Oh.
sister, if Heather was there. They took us out to dinner
Yes,
and your dad paid for our dinner. I mean, I just remember that, but that was in New York City.
that was.
And I think that was the first time I'd met your parents.
I
And they always
I
paid
They
for
were
us.
so darn cute.
They never let us pay.
Where did we
Yep.
go? Do you remember the restaurant?
I
Johnny
did.
Rocket.
I think we went to Juniors.
Oh,
Yeah,
juniors.
it was Juniors. That's
We
exactly
did
right.
Johnny Rockets another time. I don't know where we
Vegas.
were. In
That
Was
Vegas.
I not there for
I was in
that?
Vegas. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I remember Paige and
I
Brooke
don't
there.
remember.
Yeah, and they paid for that. Yeah, they were like really big on that. That was their thing. They just like if they went out to dinner, they treated everybody for dinner. They didn't
Oh,
ask like you didn't
nice.
split bills or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, they had, because there were a lot of us.
And my kids still remember that your father paid.
Yeah.
Oh,
So do
fun.
I. I mean, it's nice to have a legacy. Go out to dinner with Mr. Frazier.
No, Mr. Hatcher,
Yeah.
yeah, he would pay.
Mr.
He
Hatcher.
would pay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I knew
You
I
know
said
what?
that wrong. Sorry.
Okay. I have a lot of last names. I have a lot of last
Aw.
names.
Lee
So it's like
Hatcher,
50-50
Frazier.
I
chance.
love him. I loved him.
Yeah. Lovely.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah,
So now we gotta
What
get
a
your mom
legacy.
to treat us.
Oh, she
would.
will.
I
She
know.
would. And it would be her greatest joy. She would love to do that. Absolutely
Aw.
love to do that.
At
which is
Juniors, let's make a date.
Yes, you have to go back
Next
to
time
juniors.
we're in New York City. We'll go to dinner at Juniors with your mama.
Oh, she would love that. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
hold you
fun.
to that. I'll
I
hold you
love
to that.
that.
Wait, Jill, did we have a number though for the number first? If you had to estimate, I'm not gonna
Okay.
hold you to. I'm not going in your closet and counting how many first.
I am.
Well, okay, vests and jackets. Maybe
Mhm.
they're not all fur. but
Anything with fur.
I'd
anything.
probably say I
It
have
could be a
probably
shirt.
30 pieces.
That's it.
That's significant.
And then I've got, my white boots, I have each fur boot, the llama,
You have
and
gray.
I have white,
Oh my
brown,
God.
and
That grayish.
white, dark brown, and grayish.
And then you have the black ones that are sorrel.
Sorrel, yeah. I
Sorrel,
have,
sorry.
that's okay. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Yeah, I like my fur.
So Jill
People
has a
don't
lot
take
of
it away
fur.
from me.
Nope.
She has a collection. I will
No
say when I went-
judging.
no judging. When I went to the llama farm this summer, I will say I was quite impressed impressed with what they could do with llama fur. It
Yeah.
it was amazing. I'm like, what? This could be
My
made
dad
from llama?
has those alpacas and they get them
Yes.
shaved and you can
Mhm.
send the.
Do you know,
fur
every
out.
pair of UGG boots or shoes or slippers, I believe it's llama fur.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I'm
All
going to
those
see the
Uggs,
llamas tomorrow.
That's real. We'll have them make you a little pair of slippers.
I love alpacas, llamas. I love them. They're
I
just,
love them too.
They're
they got
so
a lot of
cute.
personality. A lot of personality. I will say, I hope the fur that does not come back into style are the little fur things with the faces on them. Like that
Ooh.
needs to stop.
Yeah,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
shawls with the
Yes,
head
'cause
here.
I remember
With
in
the little fox
church.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
no.
see those.
I agree,
Those were
Holly.
always unsettling
Ugh.
to
Yeah.
see. Like I'd be in church in a church pew and I would have those little beady eyes staring at me.
Tyranny.
Yeah, because all those Baptist ladies would wear them. The big
Oh
ladies.
my
like,
Yeah.
Uh-uh. No.
Funny, Hall, because I'm not sure. Those are probably, classic
Oh, I'm sure.
heirloom, heirloom antique
don't have one.
pieces.
No
But
thanks.
I don't know. Yeah,
Richard
some
Pryor
people-
and what's his name?
they
Eddie
still do
Murphy
that.
have them on that show. I forget that.
What show do they have?
Oh,
No,
that movie.
that needs to not come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
lot.
Maybe that's Carnal Knights or something because they were in a movie together then. Maybe that's
Can't
what
think
you're
of what it's
thinking of.
called.
I
Okay.
don't know. Wait, can I just say one more thing too, and then I'll shut up, I promise.
Yes.
When
Joe's
we
20-minute
went
question.
shopping in New York City, do you guys, Kelly, you will remember, we're on the bus, we're pulling into town. The very first store we screamed, stop! And we all literally, the bus let us out on the side of the street. We ran across 4 ways. Do you remember what store we went
No.
into?
Bloomingdale?
Was makeup.
Oh,
Oh,
Sephora.
Mac. Yeah,
It was
Mac
the
Pro.
Mac. We came out with bushels.
Yeah, because it was the
Oh.
Pro.
And we got
Where
40%
we
off.
could get those palettes and stuff and make
Yes.
them individually. Yeah.
It was Mac. I remember we're like, stop the bus. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
love that you
Wow.
could do it individually because like I get a
Yeah.
palette now and I don't like half of
4 out of
least
the
half.
5 colors.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Maddie always
So-
had the numbers. She would go and say, this is the
Yeah.
brushes, brush 12 plus 20, and then all the
Yeah.
numbers. She would literally have it on your notes on her phone.
I used to love
Mm.
the making your own palettes. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
You know
I did
what? I
too.
had this MAC. It was like a cream eyeshadow. I loved it. It was called Indian Wood. And don't you know they discontinued it?
They always discontinue.
They
everything.
always do that.
I'm not saying Mac, but
Everyone.
like there's Dior has one and Clinique has one of things. They were my all-time favorite and they're discontinued. And I
So
still
sad.
can't find anything to match up to them.
Exactly. I've been
Yeah.
searching and searching for something that's comparable to like a MAC Indian Wood, a cream shadow. Cannot find anything.
You should go
Yeah.
into Sephora with that and then ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we ready for
Okay.
another question?
Yes.
I have a good one because I think this
Go
is
ahead.
a funny one. This is Layla Willis, 616_. What part of Dance Moms was scripted like the fights or arguments? I think this is funny. Can I just answer this first?
Yeah,
Because the
Sure.
one time, and I don't remember, we were upstairs and the one producer, the one that I did not like, we won't say his name. He said, girls, if you don't fight, you're not going to dinner. Seriously? I mean, we can always fight, because there's always drama between all of us. But most of our fights were 100% us, but they did kind of push us a little bit. But I just remember that day, just to let you know.
I think they would, and I would agree with that. I think it's like when they sometimes would say they knew that there was an issue and we were just like, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about it. And I think they were just like, if you don't talk about it, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that was
But and we
always the
also when we
feeling.
got mic'd in the mornings, they would sit and talk to us and tell us like what they wanted for the day.
Mhm.
So they would be, and they would come to me and say, well, Melissa said this. And so you need to question her about that. So they didn't tell you what to say or anything. They just were like, you need to talk about this topic. And usually it would end up, we'd argue or
Listen, all they had to do was plant one little seed,
Yeah.
and we were like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. And the thing is, if you may have said something, if you were talking to somebody else on the phone or someone else in the studio and something slipped and you said
And you
something,
planted a seed in their brain within the next 2 days, that was a storyline.
it was
Yes,
a storyline.
absolutely.
And it's like someone heard you, like, was like, you're back in middle school. Guess what? I heard someone so said such and such about you. You're like, what? And it just spiraled. It didn't take much for us to spiral. I
No.
also have to say that it didn't take much.
yeah,
But they would hear things and
But you remember
Totally.
that one of the girls would found something that I never knew, because we were new to this.
The board of all the,
The one girl, one of our girls, and it wasn't one of our girls.
one
it
of
was
our
another-
girls, no.
Not our girls, but somebody else on the team, crawled in to the production office and came out with a piece of paper, and it said 5 different things that they wanted to happen.
I
And take a
You can-
picture of it.
they're selling those on like eBay or something, all the production notes.
I heard something similar. And I was like, here's the deal. They have a show to produce. So like
Yeah.
and it has to make sense.
Well, it
because-
has to have some kind of a basis that you're going on.
Right, because otherwise you're just like 40 hours of just nonsense, like
Nothing,
people just
yeah.
talking gibberish, and trying to make sense of it. Good luck with that. I mean, that's hard for all of us. We have a lot of
Yeah.
big personalities. So yes, I think they, I know, just saying. So they had, different storylines in A, B, C. And I think what was funny was that sometimes what they thought was a big storyline often wasn't the
Wasn't.
big story, wasn't the
Yeah.
big issue. Because
Yeah,
Right.
it was
they
something
were, like,
totally different. Yeah.
exactly. And
You're
so
exactly
that's the
right.
beauty of it, because we're real people. We're not like characters like
Yes,
in a
yeah.
scripted show. We're real
And
people.
So to answer the question, it was never scripted. It was produced.
Right.
It was manipulated.
But
They
not
wanted us to get to certain subjects by telling us, Abby called your kid fat or whatever. So you go in, but it was never scripted. The only time I can think of, and I can't even give an exact example of when it may have been scripted, would be in
Interviews.
Interviews.
right?
Yeah.
Where they'd say, well,
Say this.
so what you're
And that's
saying
because-
is this, and this. And I'm like, yeah. So then I
But-
would say that.
But and that also is because we did our interviews after the competition. Our interviews, they would say, okay, so this happened at the competition. We had to talk about it. So that was basically why, because our interviews were always after the competition. So they had to make the interviews go with how the episode was going.
I never said what they wanted me to say, because first of all, I could never remember what they wanted me to say, because it would be like this long. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we're not actresses, we're moms. But I'm like, I would never use that word. I don't even know what that word means.
I always say that. Like when I'm watching it, I'm like, somebody definitely told me to say that, because like I don't even know what that word means,
Yeah.
I
So-
did not say that. I know that.
Yeah. So not scripted, not actresses.
Oh,
How many people come up to you guys and say, was that stuff real?
And I think you can
I'm like,
tell,
we're not actresses. Of course it was real.
but
I
if you
mean-
watch our interviews, like when you watch our flights and stuff, I think we're genuine. When we watch the interviews, I think a lot of times you can tell when they say, tell us what to say, because we're
Yeah.
not actresses. I think you can
Yeah.
tell on those parts.
Yeah, I think for those are more sound bites. Like, so
Yeah.
for me, I'll use me as an example. So there will be something that I could have said, and I'm long-winded. I know I'm long-winded. It takes me a long time to get my point across. So they will say, can you make that shorter? Or they'll come back and so I'm like, I can put in my own words. I don't want to say what you want me to say. I want to say what I want to say.
Right.
So they might edit it, but I do think that there's some things which is, it's like a quick sound bite where they're trying to be concise and say whatever. But I don't think there was anything I ever said that I did, even in an interview, like I didn't say or didn't mean. Like I meant that.
oh no, I never did
Yeah.
either.
Yeah,
meant
I
it,
think
and
I
I
think
said
meant it. It just might not have been in my own words sometimes in
Mhm.
interview.
And I think that was
Yeah.
just like as an editing type of thing to make it short, concise, keep the story
Yeah.
moving.
And a
Yeah.
lot of times we were in interview for hours and I
Oh
was
my
just
God.
kind of like, you know what? Just what do you want me to say? And I'll say it, because like, I gotta go. My kid has to go to bed for school tomorrow.
Yeah, I like Mackenzie said, I don't want to go on Broadway. I just want to stay home and eat chips. I mean,
Yeah.
Brian told her to say that, just like,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I love when she said.
They
"I don't
always
know."
gave her cute things to say though.
Yeah, that's
to the
actually
little
kind of
one.
cute.
Yeah, they always
I
gave
want
her
to
cute
stay home
things.
and eat chips, so I don't
Mhm.
know why Kenzie wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was cute too. I mean,
It's
you know.
darling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do, on those lines, I do think they did it. We weren't with our kids when they were in interviews.
Yeah.
If you guys recall.
Season
So I
one,
think-
but season two, I made them let me go in. Because,
Really?
Oh,
A
I
lot
never
of
went in.
times
Oh,
we
I
were
was-
I
doing
never
something
went in with
else.
my kids.
well, I did because my daughter came out crying
Hmm.
and she's like, they're making me say that I'm better than everybody. And I'm like, and she goes, I just said it. And I'm like, no. So that's when I went in and I said, you say what you want to, not, you know, you have to teach your kids as little kids that a man can't tell you what to do or
Yeah.
a woman.
Well, I know, but they were 8 years. Well, I'll speak for Kendall. I just do think that the kids did it a lot more than we did because they just kind of,
They're kids.
they're grown-ups and they're telling them, you know, it's almost like they were their teachers and they would just say what they were supposed to say,
Yeah.
not even realizing if it's a good or bad or not
Yeah.
a proper thing to say.
Mhm. I always just told my kids, if you're uncomfortable saying it, just refuse and tell them you're not saying it. And if they have a problem with it, tell them to come and talk to me.
Yep.
That's right.
But at
Yeah,
first,
I mean,
they didn't
they would want
understand
them to
that.
say like, I don't like her or something. And Paige is like, but I do. And I'm like, well, then
Yeah.
don't say it.
Right.
Like, why you don't say something you don't mean? And if they're making you say it, say, well, I want to talk to my mom.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it maybe, I'll speak for Kendall, took her a while to realize I don't have to do everything they tell me to do. I don't have to say everything. Some of my favorite interviews were when we did them with our kids. Did you guys like that?
I did. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was cute.
Those
I
are
also
fun.
used to like when we did on the flies, the OTFs, when they interviewed, like we would say something would happen. Say Melissa and I would get into a fight. They would take us out in the hallway and Melissa would be with the camera guy and I would be at the camera guy and we would talk about it right then and there.
It's
so much
better.
more authentic, you know, like you were in the feeling of that moment where when you wait a week later and go into interview on a Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever, and you kind of lost that emotion.
Mhm.
You know?
Not the same, right?
Yeah, I just felt
Agreed.
like it was
I
more
don't think
authentic.
They did
They
a lot
stopped
of
doing
on the
those.
flies. Yeah.
We only did them like in season 1.
Oh
And
yeah.
not even that often did they air them.
And we didn't
Right.
even
Funny.
understand that season 1. We were like,
Yeah.
thrown in, we
Yeah.
were like,
But I did
"Oh."
think that was just more authentic of a feeling, even with the kids, you know, like if something happened with them, you know, when they asked them it right away, I just think it was their true
Raw.
feeling and true reaction.
Yeah, they could never do that with me now because I can't even remember what I ate for dinner yesterday. How would I know what happened last week? Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I always thought it was funny when we were in interviews because they were like the Tuesday after we finished the week filming. And they would go over and they would ask questions and about the previous week. I'm like, oh my gosh, all that happened last week. I would forget because
Yeah.
so much would happen in
Yeah.
a week. It's hard to remember. And I'm like, yeah, that did happen. And you just forget because something else just as crazy or crazier happened the next day that you totally like, I don't have room to think about that anymore. I had this
Yeah.
crazy stuff to think about. And it was like a continuous mountain of crazy. So I always thought going into interviews, like, I don't know what they're going to talk about. And sometimes I would know going into it, but sometimes I really had no clue because so much had happened in every week. There was never a boring week to me. Never was
No.
there a week that was boring.
I
No.
wish.
And there were times when I'm like, I can't
God.
anymore. I mean, I know I'm
Oh,
speak for myself, but I think we were all like, oh my God,
God,
what
you got lockjaw for God's
what
sake.
more could possibly, yeah, stressed and could possibly happen just when you think you've seen it all, you've heard it all, you've done it all, nothing else could like bring you to a deeper low.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, gosh, darn it, happened again. Here we are again.
Or here's something that is worse.
Yeah,
Right.
I
back
thought
where
I hit
started,
rock
just-
bottom, but obviously I didn't.
Right.
Yeah,
They got
right.
me. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
they got me.
They got me again.
Oh my God.
And just when you think you've hit rock bottom, oh no, it gets lower.
I found a dance. I just saw something come up on my YouTube feed, and it was the cutest dance of our girls. I don't remember it at all, and it was so good. I know it was the wrong music. I'll have to find it and send it to you. The girl,
Well,
it
we
was.
can put it on our after thing or on
Oh,
our
okay.
next level.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. It was just so cute. Oh my gosh.
I love what our fans do. I don't know if they're kids anymore. I mean, once you reach over 18, are you still a
To
kid?
me.
Well, anyway, I
think
love
you're
what our fans
Considered
do.
an adult at 18.
They do
I
the
love what
cutest
they do.
edits. I love them.
Remember
too.
they
They
used to make us
find
all
so
those
much
little
stuff.
photo albums and stuff. They were so cute.
I have bunches of them. I
So
do
do
so
I in
much
the
stuff.
attic at home. Yeah.
I'll grab them for you, Cal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People,
Yeah.
our kids really
Posters.
touched a lot of people's lives. You know
Yeah.
what? Here, this isn't a question, but along those lines, her Instagram, I don't know, are these Instagram or Twitter, you guys, that you
Instagram.
sent?
I don't do
Instagram.
Twitter.
Their Instagram.
Alexa Lee, UHH Lexa Lee says, I love you all so capital much.
Aw.
You all inspired me to be the best version of myself every day.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wait.
Lex, can you see?
Oh, love
Bring
her.
it, ladies. Bring it.
She does the sweetest edits of all of our kids. And
Who that? Who Lexa Lee?
I love her. She's like so
Aw.
positive, and it just shows that there is good in the world from the bad and I mean, Dance Moms was crazy, but it brought the world together and it brought dance bigger, I think. And I don't know, I think
No,
it
I
does help
agree.
people.
I agree. You know, I think when kids would see our kids down and out and then build themselves back up, I mean, it takes a lot for a kid to be told lots of unnice things from their dance
stupid.
teacher.
You need to go to Children's Hospital.
Right. You're a
Find out what's
hunchback,
wrong
you're
with you.
overweight, you're this, you're that,
You
you're
need
no
your
good.
knees broken because you have not
Yeah.
fees. Yeah.
Yeah. But for them to pick themselves back up and put themselves out there on stage every week is,
Yeah.
I'm just in awe of all the kids that they were able to do that for so long at
Yeah.
such a high level with so much crap going on around them. People don't realize, except maybe they do. People like Alexa Lee realize what these kids went through and just
Yeah.
how inspiring they truly were
Mhm.
as little people, as students, as kids, as dancers, mentors, even at
Yeah.
their young age.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I agree with you. I think some people get, I don't know, I'll speak for myself. I think that I feel sometimes that people make the moms out to be villains, which is most unfortunate. And
Especially me, just saying.
I think all of us, they just lump us all together and we're villains, for better, for worse, whatever. Without
Worst
understanding
villain
the
on
reason-
the show.
Yeah, of all the complexities that went on in the show. And I'm always touched when there are followers or people who watch the show who see the bigger picture of moms who love their daughters, who are doing their absolute best with what they're given at that point to make the experience as positive as possible, and to see these girls dance and bring joy and do what they love. And there is nothing more like just incredible than to see these girls dance on stage together. I maintain that when I tell people I never said they were the world's best dancers, but to see them dance together was truly magical because they were so
And they
special as a
all
group.
enjoyed each other so much. You
was
know,
that
there wasn't like
chemistry.
one person on the team that like they didn't like or whatever. They just couldn't wait to see each other every day or whatever, you know.
And they were
Yeah.
together all the time. And what
All
I
the
think,
time.
what I think that people don't understand, and a lot of dancers will understand this, our kids dance so much together. They knew what each other was thinking on
Yeah.
stage, and which was crazy because you could see it. And some of the stuff that I know they did, which it's funny, like Abby would kill them if they knew, if she knew. They did really cute things behind the scenes and on stage. The kids just had this chemistry that no one will ever know.
And I
Yeah,
think
they-
that's why people are inspired by them.
They were
because-
inspiring.
And when you meet other people who are like, I dance now because of your girls, that to
Mm-hmm.
me is like, okay, then you've done something really good. You have done something positive. And I appreciate that people saw beyond the fights or the toxic nature or whatever the negativity that people can get fixated on the show, we know exists, but they can see the larger picture of the joy of dance, which is great. And to see our girls do it together. I mean, I would love to see them dance together one day. I
Oh my
mean, to me, that
gosh.
would be the greatest
Oh my
joy. See,
goodness.
that would be. I just got chills just thinking about it. But it's funny because I remember Gia saying I could tell the girls to blink in unison and they could do or breathe together
Yeah.
and they would do it. That's how great and in sync they were. And it's so hard to explain that to other people.
When I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
Nia's show in school, she's on a team, a student choreographed team. I cried when I saw her on stage, and Kenzie and I went to see her, and she's like, "Mom, she's so grown up." And and Mackenzie smiled the whole time. She goes, "Mom, look,
Yeah.
there's no pressure here. Like this
Yeah.
is literally, you could tell these girls have no pressure. They love
Yeah.
That's
the
when
dance."
dance was so nice, when you did it, you do it because you love it.
Yeah.
That's when I loved it. You could just see them on stage and tell that they loved it.
Yeah.
I wish people saw us first or second season. When it was second season, we had a 15 passenger van and Jill was the driver and I was the GPS, and all the kids and all the moms were in the back seat, and we would travel 6 lanes of traffic in LA, and then Jill
Yeah.
would go. I mean, we had so much
Well,
fun.
my travel guide would be like, "Oh, that's our ex." I'll be like, "Hold on, everybody." Like, here we are, we made it.
We made it to Disney, but like they didn't. I wish people saw
Dis-
us,
To
being-
SeaWorld.
Oh, SeaWorld. I would never go
No,
there now.
I'm just teasing. Remember Holly? We couldn't get out
Yes.
on time
Yes.
because Holly's like, "I just wanted to go to SeaWorld."
Oh my God.
That was me. I think wasn't it my fault because I did the standoff with Mrs. Miller. They wouldn't let me
That's
sit
right.
down.
Oh my gosh.
I was just talking about
OMG.
that.
And the
because
audience, yes.
yes, they would not let me sit in a seat, Abby and Mrs. Miller. And I stood there for like 45 minutes. Like, well, I'll just stand here all day and wait for you to get me a seat. Holly's sitting there like, I just want to go to SeaWorld.
Wait,
I'm like,
Holly,
sorry, Holly, but I am not giving in to her. I'll stand here
Why?
all freaking day.
it was Mrs. Miller too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that. I know
can
it was
remember
Abby.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
It was bad. That wasn't a good moment.
What happened?
I think
forget.
it ended up moving.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I ended up going in. I don't know. I can't
Kelly ended up getting a
remember.
seat. She did end up getting a seat in the theater. She did. So
Yeah. I don't
She didn't
remember how it
go.
happened. I haven't watched that episode. So
she'll let you know.
yeah.
To be continued.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
my
they're
God, I love it.
funny.
Oh
We have
my
another
God.
question.
This one is from my_Ali.Marie. Do you still have some of the costumes the girls wore on Dance Moms?
Yes, I have
Like
lots and
hundreds
lots.
of them. Yeah.
Kelly
I
doesn't.
don't. I'm so sad. I was gone when they were giving them out.
But Kelly, someone must have them.
Christy took a couple of mine, but I don't think she knows where they are. So I didn't get them from her.
They
Supposedly she
wouldn't-
has like, I think one for each of my kids she has, but I didn't get them off of her yet. It's only been 11 years, you know.
I
Well,
I don't
you
know what
know-
we're waiting for, but
I-
I'm at least glad that she has it. Like I could get it from her, whenever. But yeah, I'm sad I don't have a lot of them.
I have one. Remember, I sent you a picture. So it's just like a little bra, I think, of Pages.
Okay.
Yeah, isn't that funny? I have big Ziploc baggies and racks of
You
all
just keep
the
them in your attic, or
costumes. I do.
Yeah.
They are in my attic. And it's kind of sad to think because some of them were literally thrown together, as you guys know,
Oh,
clothes
yeah.
from H&M or Forever 21, the dresses and some of the stuff that they danced in, but some were really nice. A lot of them were really nice custom made costumes that it's hard for me to part with them, but someone could wear them and look great on stage. Some
Well, I've
kid.
given a lot of mine away to like some kids, and so have you, to
Yeah, I
like dance
did.
mechanics, and but I always ask for them back because it's just nice to have. But I have
Yeah.
like
Greg
them for
built
the
me-
memories, like
I have a
Yeah,
whole
I don't know.
costume closet downstairs of all the costumes and
I'm
shoes.
so jealous of that closet. That
I wish I had the party costume. That's the only one I really and truly wish I had because it was the first one. And I wanted to get each of them like put into like a
Shadow box.
shadow box or something and give to the kids. Like they're
you
like,
don't have
"Mom."
either. Do you guys have party?
No, Abby sold mine.
Abby said she
At the
sold my
auction.
daughter's, but I have it.
Oh.
Mine sold. So
Yeah.
Well,
don't-
I do think, sorry, Hall, sometimes Abby, in the dressing room, she'd have a production manager or someone,
collect them up.
talent wrangler, collect them. And then she would sell them to her studio, her dancers, if she needed 5.
Oh,
Yep.
really? I
Yeah.
knew she used to collect them. I didn't know she sold them to people.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
someone stole Maddie's last costume out of the dressing room.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes
Remember
me
you saying
really
that.
mad. And I know they did because I had it folded because I'm very organized. I folded it, put it in the bag, and it was gone. Someone took it
They took it right out of your bag?
out of my suitcase. Mhm.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought maybe you left it there and went back and,
Oh, no. They stole it.
That
And it was
sucks.
just a piece of crap dress. It wasn't even anything big. It
yeah,
was
that's,
just-
one man's treasure, one
it's
man's
just a-
junk.
It's just the principle. For us, I have a lot of the costumes. I wouldn't say I have all of them, but I do have some. They're not organized in any particular way. They're in the basement in some bins. It's funny. Some of them, Christine and I will look at them. We had no idea what they were for. Sometimes we
Us
do,
too.
and it jogs your memory. Like, oh my gosh, that's what it's for. One of the costumes we looked at recently, we took out and we could not understand why it was so. We kept thinking it was dust. It was flour. I don't know if anyone remembers it was later season of Aaron Babs and they dumped the flour on. She had flour on her costume still.
Oh my gosh, you're glad I'm glad mice or, little moths
Yeah,
or something could get in there and get that.
No, it's pretty secure. It's airtight, secure, but
Wow.
because they're in plastic bags within a plastic
Yeah.
bin. It's kind
Wow.
of fun just to look at them from time to time and go down memory lane and reminisce a little bit. We didn't really have solo costumes that anybody would ever want to buy or borrow or use because Nia didn't get those kind of flashy, really cool looking costumes. She just
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't either.
the group costumes were earlier years, the group costumes were really good. And I do remember as
I
a
have all.
mom really wanting to keep the costumes because the kids really wanted to keep the costumes to them. And I think that was one of the things that production didn't understand how costumes worked in the dance competition world. Like that was part of the fun, was dressing up
Yeah.
on stage in the character in your costume, and you got to, you kept your costume. So the idea of turning it back in was like an
Did your
extension of
girls
yourself.
used to go through and like wear parts of them for like Halloween costumes and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. How about
Mine still do.
girls? My girls wear them whenever they go home for Christmas. Because I went home and I was like, what is up with all these costumes? They try them on still.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute.
They
Like
Yeah.
come
those
up
little
and
bra
have
tops
shows.
and stuff, like they'll wear
Yes.
them like with something else on the bottom, like make it a mermaid costume with like the beaded bra top with the thing on the bottom. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's funny. I don't know how they still fit in them.
Well, Mackenzie
But-
Shirley doesn't because she has, Kenzie was so itty bitty. I love it. I mean, I have costumes, just the recital costumes. I mean, we had so many recital
Yeah.
costumes and,
Yeah.
I have them from white to black.
I even have their baby costumes. Like
Wow.
I remember the first year, I don't think any of you, I don't know that you were there, Holly. The first year that Chloe and Paige were the bunnies.
Aw.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, they were so cute. Like I have that.
Aw.
And like I want it just like for when my grandkids come over to like dress them up in it and be like, oh, like let's play dance. And this is your mom's first costume. I think it'll be
Aw.
so cute.
Yeah. That
Do you
is cute.
remember Chicken Chow Mein with Kenzie when she was 3?
Yeah.
Chicken Chow, I have that one. It's like this big.
Uh-huh.
So cute.
Yeah, I kept
It's
all
it's
those.
funny when Nia first started the ALDC, she was in a different group. So she wasn't in Paige and Chloe's group. She was more in a rec group because we weren't taking classes as regularly. And then we
okay.
transitioned. And it was funny because sometimes that group would also they would combine them. And so they would have some dances together and some dances not
cute.
together. Like,
that's
the one with like the washing machine one.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
it wasn't in that dance because her.
God, I
group
had Josh in that too. Josh.
Yeah,
and
I
Kate.
remember that dance. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
I still have that picture of them in my laundry room in my house in Pittsburgh. Like I had it blown up and put in a frame, like in my laundry room. It's so cute because it's like Paige has these bubbles on her head and Josh
Josh
is
is
just
like
the
this? Is Josh
Maytag
like this?
man. Yeah, and he's standing like this over top of the washing machine. It's so cute.
He was
Oh,
like
I'd love
this
to
big.
see that. That
They were
sounds so
teeny
cute.
tiny, like
How old was Josh when you had him in
maybe
dance?
5,
That's what I
He
was
was
thinking.
so
if
cute.
even. Yeah, like
They were little. They were
Yeah.
super little. Super
Yeah,
little.
because Josh didn't dance once he was older. He was like, no, mom.
I'm thinking.
How
Yeah, I
many
think-
years did Josh dance?
I think 2.
Okay, I don't know if I knew that.
That's it. That's all he danced was
I
2.
think so. I had him
thi-
first start just taking gymnastics
Okay.
because he was there. It was like we were sitting there and he was so bored upstairs.
And he's a
just
boy.
sitting and watching, but I had to take him. I had Brooke in one room, Paige in another room. So Josh would be running around. And finally I was like, Josh, like just take a gymnastics class. Like lots of boys take gymnastics. So big mistake. I put him in the gymnastics class. Well, then Abby sucked him in, man. Abby
he's a
loved
boy.
herself a boy dancer. She
Love it.
sucked him in. So he did it for a couple of years and then he was like, nah, mom. So, all right. Well,
All
we'll see you
right.
guys next week.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
I hope you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that like button down below. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this and let me know in the comments below what else you would like to see. I hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.